So I mean that's an interesting philosophy because that leads me to like my next question, right? I mean, obviously when you walk into the room, and I'm not saying that you're saying this, but just by listening to you, you're probably one of the smartest people that walk into the room, right? Hence why you get the evaluations that you want. You probably more than likely get the contract signed. So my next question is like, what hurdles have you hit? Like being the smartest person or potentially the smartest person walking in the room, what what have you hit on your journey?
Yeah, that's very kind of you to say that. I definitely don't feel like that sometimes when I go into some rooms, put it that way. Do you know what? Sometimes the way I think sometimes there's a plus and a minus, like a hindrance and a plus. Like when someone's going through like a problem solving exercise in a room, so to speak, like you said, and I'm walking in there, I can quite often, I found just through experience, get to what I think the end is pretty quickly. And that could be like 10 minutes into a 3 day workshop or something. And I'm sort of sitting there going, guys, this is where we're going to end up. But you've got to be really careful with how sometimes you say that because there's a whole process to go through where you're like working with team members and stuff creatively to get to some form of like agreed end result. And I definitely found like that results in a lot of impatience from me, right? So like I've got to like quite often say, I think this is where we're going to land up. Do you know what? I'm going to go through the process of this meeting or this workshop or whatever it might be. And really, then I've had to educate myself, like place value on collectively everybody voicing their views, everybody going through their process, agreeing, disagreeing, whatever it might be, to then actually get to whatever that end result will be. And obviously, I'm never 100% right, but I would say quite often in my life, like I said, if we're in like a workshop to try and come up with a solution to something, we typically end up where I pretty much think we're going to. So that's definitely one. I think like just like the challenges of life, right? Like trying to meet the right people as you go along the way, not get led down the wrong path sometimes, etc. Like as you get older and as you get more experience, you start to whittle out the people that are going to give you like really sound advice versus sometimes wrong advice and stuff like that. So, in the earlier stages of like my business journey, I've definitely found sometimes I've fallen for the wrong advice and stuff like that. And sometimes you just get too much advice and you've just got to make a decision and you're thinking and go round and round in circles. So I've definitely like fallen trapped to that as well. But yeah, honestly, I don't often feel like I'm the smartest person in rooms, and I try not to go through thinking like that. I just think I've got like quite an innate ability to just get to results quite quickly, whatever they might be.
Mhm.
But like I said, making sure the process and the team feels really like they've come on that journey is by far my number one priority now. Because I also realize like no team of one really succeeds, right? You need a group of people typically in a business or a startup to really get great results.